It's not about, it's not about, it's not about the injury. It's not about, it's not about, it's not about the injury. It's about the recovery. It's about the recovery.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Paul Padda Podcast. And here I am today, once more time, as your guest host for the Paul Padda Podcast, and I am happy to be here. And I'm really happy to be here today with Mark Schunock, who is the founder of Monday's Dark. Monday's Dark has quite a history, and Las Vegas is so lucky to have someone like you that's interested in putting on a program like that.
Well, thanks for having me. This is cool.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to start out a little bit, Mark. We're going to talk about you because as I've known you actually for quite a few years, and I think I knew you when you were just first starting out with Monday's Dark, when it was just an idea and you were just getting started. And I think everybody would be well served if you could just tell them how on earth you came to Las Vegas and ended up doing this.
So 6 years ago now, it's crazy, time flies. I moved here to Open Rock of Ages at the Venetian. I was the lead in the show, and we were performing on a nightly basis in this amazing, fun, 80s, goofy musical. And we would, as entertainers in town, get invited to go to openings and red carpets all the time. And I'd have to go to the Venetian and put the mullet on and the goofy 80s costume. And it got to the point where I was like, what are we doing? I didn't even know what I was going to half the time, but they just wanted us to show up, take a picture at the event, and help generate awareness for whatever happened to be going on that night. And I tell this story a lot. Vegas is red carpet happy. They'll roll out a red carpet for the opening of Applebee's in Summerlin. And so the idea for Monday's Dark came from the fact that, well, the name comes from the fact that Broadway is traditionally dark on Monday. So that's where the name came from. And as I got to meet all the entertainers in town, I said, hey, instead of just showing up at this event and taking a picture and not even staying for the event because we'd have to go back and do our show, why don't we do it on the night when we're off, on our dark night, get together and do what we actually do, which is entertain. And so Monday's Dark, in a nutshell, is a 90-minute variety show where anybody can show up, and all of the money goes to a different local charity every time we do it. So in 90 minutes, we raise $10,000, charging $20, and it's a different local charity every time we do it. So
It's a wonderful idea. It's an awesome idea. But how did you decide that it's kind of like charity work? How did you decide that that was really your passion? Because when I talk to you, that really is your passion. It's Monday's Dark and this community.
Because of the business that I'm in, the entertainment business, career goes up and down and sideways and backwards. And I'm so very grateful for the opportunities that present themselves as a working actor, because that's half the battle. If you're working and you're an actor, that's pretty cool. And so right there, anytime you're given an opportunity to be a part of an incredible show and actually make money as a performer and not have to bartend or wait tables or do all the side hustle, which I've done for decades, it's gratifying in a way that you're just humbled that you get to work. And the community here in Las Vegas is so supportive of the entertainment community that I thought it was the right thing to do. Now, mind you, my parents are two of the most generous people that I know. They're incredible. They're now in their 80s, and as a kid growing up, they were always giving and always helping people, and I just thought that was normal to see them do that. So I'm sure that expression, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, plays it a little bit here. But the program and operating Monday's Dark has become a big part of our lives, my wife and I, and we love meeting people who are dedicated to helping others. And that's one of the sort of the not thought out things that have happened sort of organically, is that our circle of friends now have become people who run these organizations that we partner with. And so that's a testament to Las Vegas and the people who live here. There's a lot of incredible people just continuously working hard to better somebody else's life, and that's pretty cool.
I think that what you do find out when you talk to people who are really community minded and they support community, you kind of find out that they were raised and exposed early on in life to that kind of a lifestyle, and they continue it on without even realizing it at some point. So, but tell us a little bit more about yourself. Let's go back again. So you came here 6 years ago, and you were in Rock of Ages, but you also, now you don't just do Mondays Dark. Tell us what else you do in your other spare time.
Well, I guess the best gig now is being one of the voices to the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm one of the in-arena hosts for our hockey team, and that was a true blessing in disguise. When Mr. Foley announced that he wanted to bring professional hockey to Las Vegas, being a kid who grew up in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada, and played the game, I reached out before it was even the Vegas Golden Knights. It was a program called Vegas Wants Hockey. And I was a part of this founding 50 committee, and our job was simply to spread the word that we need your $1,000 for a season ticket deposit to convince the National Hockey League that we have a fan base. And I think we sold 14,000 season ticket deposits as this group, and Mr. Foley did the rest. He convinced the league that Vegas would support the franchise, and he wrote the initiation check, and then the rest is history. They created the Vegas Golden Knights, they hired a full team, and then once the entertainment team was in place and Johnny Greco was hired as the director of entertainment, I met with Johnny, and he found out about my entertainment background as a performer and said, would you be interested in hosting? And I know the game very well. I played the game.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I played in the Canadian Hockey League as a kid, and so it was a fit, and I love it. And it's, as many people watching this know, it's such a cool part of our city. It changed the landscape for sure, but it's a lot of fun to be in that arena with 18,000 screaming fans every night.
Oh, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I think it also, goes back to show that Las Vegas, again, this huge city, so people think, but no, really, it's got a core group, of people that, continually take care of the city, and so you're able to go out, you're able to meet Mr. Foley, you're able to meet people, it opens up opportunity, but it also, it just shows that we take care of ourselves. You've been here maybe not as long as, like I've been here forever and ever, but the regular person out there, whenever they hear this, they're surprised, because they only think that Las Vegas is entertainment, and they think of that. But there's charity out there. We support them, and so that's what we're going to get to. Is how many charities have you contributed to?
This December, December 9th, will be our 6th anniversary, and it'll be our 100th event. So $1 million raised for 100 different local charities. They've each received $10,000. We have a wait list of about 173 local groups that have reached out to Mondays Dark since we've started. It usually happens on a Tuesday or Wednesday after the Monday event, because they'll see something on social media and they'll be like, hey, how can my charity become a partner with Mondays Dark? And so we have this incredible list. But it goes to what you were saying. When I first moved here and, I told people, hey, we're doing Rock of Ages at the Venetian, the first comment that, I would get, which I guess is normal, do you live at the Venetian? Like, do you live in the hotel? And right away I was like, oh, people don't get it. People who don't live here don't understand the community that's here. And so the way I would explain it to them was, I don't live in Times Square. That's where all of our Broadway shows are. I said, I don't live in Times Square. I live in a subdivision or suburb or so here it's great. I love Vegas. My wife and I call it home. We've been here now for 6 years, and I don't see us leaving anytime soon. It would have to be a pretty special project to take us away, but I think home will always be here. We'll go and do the project and come back. We're rooted here now, and we have such a great group of friends, and I think the impact that Mondays Dark is having on the community is a positive one.
Very, very.
And as long as there are charities that want our help, how can you say no, right? There's 170 charities on a wait list now. Are all of them vetted and worthy of the partnership? Who knows? Because we haven't looked at them all that closely, because they keep coming in every day. We get another submission saying, hey, we want $10,000. Who wouldn't want $10,000 for a charity? But there's a lot of amazing groups here, and they definitely all deserve our help. And one of the things that we do in addition to the $10,000 is we just bring awareness. Like, a lot of the organizations that we partner with, a lot of locals haven't even heard of them before. Whether it's an animal rescue or a human rights activist group, or who knows. They could be the tiniest, low budget, no budget charity, but they're still doing incredible work. Safe House is a shelter here for women to get out of a poor situation, right? I remember in year 2 when I called them, Annette Scott, she's amazing, we're still friends to this day. I called her, I said, hey Annette, it's Mark from Mondays Dark. She goes, "Oh my God, Rock of Ages, how are you?" I said, "I'm great. We want to partner with you. Monday's Dark would like to partner with you next year and help raise $10,000. And I thought the phone cut out. She was crying on the other line. She goes, "Mark, it's not about the $10,000 for us. The money's fantastic." She goes, "What's great for us is that, you're going to put the Safe House logo on a billboard. All the entertainers in town are going to tweet it out or put it on their Facebook page, and our logo is going to be put out there to people that would never even know that we existed before." So the awareness that we create for those organizations is also a big blessing that we didn't even think of at the time. We were just like, "Yeah, let's raise some money and throw a party." And so this has been a cool learning experience for us. It's a well-oiled machine putting on these 2 events a month now. Like the minute the Monday night party is over, 2 weeks later we're doing another one. So it's the first and third Monday of every month. It's always a different local charity, and you never know who's going to show up. We don't really announce the lineup. We kind of do, but if Clint Holmes decides to roll in unannounced, he's going to get up there and sing a song. Brad Garrett rolls in and wants to do comedy. I'm not going to say no to Brad Garrett, so get up on the stage. So it's turned into this really cool underground party for Las Vegas with a cause.
If you can have fun and you're helping a great cause, how does it get any better?
Yeah, it's been fun.
That's it. What you said just now is something that we have noticed because we are trying to do a lot of community support. Because when our clients come in, they have a lot of needs. Sometime if they've been injured, maybe they can't work. So they can't pay their rent, or there's a lot of emotional stress that goes along with an injury because it's something that's unexpected. And so we had decided we wanted to go out and we want to search out for kind of community support types of organizations. We had a terrible time finding a really complete list. We looked. I think we have a decent list, but I'm talking to you and you're already naming charities that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah, there's some, and like I said before we started rolling, there's some great groups who are dedicated to specifically what you're talking about. And one that I mentioned before we started, and I'll give them a plug, it's TIP, the Trauma Intervention Program. We partnered with them last year, and they're literally an all-volunteer organization that get called by the police department or the fire department when an accident or something tragic happens, and they just need a support group there that maybe isn't as intimidating as a law enforcement official, right? Because
that makes sense.
Sometimes, if you're in a car accident and you're in that panic state or that heightened state, and a cop walks up on you or a fire department or something, or you're injured, you may not have the same reaction you would to just someone who's not in uniform, who's just genuinely there to help you. And so they've been an incredible organization to learn about and partner with. So that's definitely one that you guys should. Hey, there it is. Gave you a plug, Tim.
Yeah.
So there are groups like that in town that are literally dedicated to helping, victims of really bad situations.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reaching out to them. So
yeah, good.
Well, I think we'll take a small break right now because we take a break, and Paul always has a tip, just kind of educate people about other things that are out there, kind of like this, because there are so many good resources and sources in Las Vegas that people don't know about. And so we're just going to take a short break, and we are going to Paul Padda for the people.
Hi folks, this is Paul Padda for the people with some more pointers. A lot of people call into my law firm looking for help, looking for resources. Sometimes there are cases that we can't necessarily help them with, but we refer a lot of our potential clients to the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada, an amazing organization that we've partnered with. This is a community-based organization, a nonprofit organization doing tremendous work. And one of the great things that they do is offer a self-help clinic. They have a library, if you will, at both the family court located on the North Pecos Road, as well as the Regional Justice Center over on Lewis Avenue, downtown, the Clark County District Court. If you walk into those courthouses and go and ask for the self-help center, well, you'll be directed to an area where there is just tremendous brochures and information about how you can help yourself navigate the legal process. It's not enough to just know the facts. You also need to know how to navigate and successfully bring a case and deal with all the procedural issues in court. The Self-Help Center run by the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada is an amazing resource.
Welcome back. After I hope that the tip from Paul Padda was very informative for you and gave you some knowledge you didn't know about. I'm going to return with Mark Schunock from Monday's Dark, among other things, but that's going to be your claim to fame on the show today.
I'll take it.
And so let's talk about a little bit, where you did start out, because I believe you started out with donated space, and that's where you held the show.
Yeah, so we originally, it was all Venetian Palazzo driven. So originally the idea when we launched it, we wanted to do the first show in a venue called The Act, which was at the Palazzo. It was a nightclub, but it was in a theater type setting, and it was perfect for what we wanted to do. Literally a couple weeks before the original Monday's Dark was to launch, they closed. They just closed. So we lost our venue. The Hard Rock Hotel and Casino reached out to me on social media. They didn't even know who I was, but they read an article that was, hey, the Act closed. Monday's Dark needs a home for a charity event. Who can help? And his name was Mike Goodwin. He was the head of nightlife and entertainment for the Hard Rock at the time, 6 years ago. Sent me a tweet. And I had like maybe 8 followers. And I'm like, who is this guy? And he said, hey, come to the Hard Rock. We'd love to support this program. So we moved into the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino for 2.5 years. We were there in a room called Vinyl, and it was this great little music room. And then, we took a big leap of faith. I thought, how great would it be if we could have our own facility and create a community center? And so that's when The Space was born. So Monday's Dark now runs out of a venue here in Las Vegas called The Space. It's on Polaris and Harmon, directly behind the Aria and Cosmopolitan. We created the building. It's a 10,000 square foot warehouse that we took over. We put a piano bar lobby area into it. We have a full liquor license. You go through a set of double doors and you're now into our showroom, which can seat anywhere from 150 up to 400 for our Monday's Dark event. There's an 80 seat black box theater, a recording studio, some dressing rooms, a green room, but it is a true community center. And one of the perks that you receive as a Monday's Dark partnership, after that Monday night, and we do a party for you and we raise $10,000 for you, you have access to the facility for 1 full year, however you want to use it, at no cost, to continue fundraising, having meetings, doing whatever you'd like. If you need staff, you're just responsible for their staff rate, and that's it. There's no rental fee, there's nothing. It's a community center for you to use at your disposal. And that's, talk about rewarding, when you get a call from the Alzheimer's Association saying, hey, can we have our support group meetings here every other Friday morning? And I'm like, of course. So I get there early in the morning and I unlock the door, and families dealing with this awful disease come there and meet just to support each other. No cost. You know what I mean? Like that's part of sort of the excitement around Monday's Dark and this home now at the Space, is you can't really call yourself a community center if you can't open your doors to the community and be affordable and flexible and giving. So the Space really has become this arts complex. It's all based in the arts, because it's a theater primarily, and there's a studio, and we do a lot of commercial events there. Like we got to pay bills. We have a business that we're operating now, so there is a commercial side to the Space. We throw a lot of birthday parties, fashion shows, bat mitzvahs, receptions, you name it, we do it. But at the core root of the Space is it's the home to Monday's Dark, which throws these parties for local charities, and those charities then in turn get to use the facility when they need it to continue fundraising for their mission.
It's just amazing. It's an amazing story, and it's
fun.
fast.
It's fun.
Really,
and it happened
really
very
fast.
quickly.
Yes.
But that's, again, going back, it's not, I have an idea. My idea is only as strong as the support behind it. And when I threw it out to Las Vegas saying, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to take Monday's Dark from this room at the Hard Rock, which, thank you, Hard Rock. Like, we would not be where we are if it wasn't for their incredible support in this mission. But I threw it out there. I said, hey, guys, and by guys I mean, hey, Monday's Dark people who pay $20 regularly to come to our show. If I put together a proposal to take over our own venue and our own community center, would you back it? And would you continue to support it? And would you continue to come to events? And the answer was yes. And your law firm is a perfect example. You supported the organization. You've known me for a long time. You come to the events. You buy tickets, and that's what makes it go. Like it's the life, passion, blood of the community. That heartbeat of Vegas. We don't attract many tourists. It's all locals because there's always a connection to whoever we're partnering with. And we're always excited to announce the next charity because people are like, oh, I've never heard of them, or oh my God, you're doing 80s night. So
well, I think that's the other part too. It's like, where can you go for $20 and get this kind of entertainment? You know, a little bit selfish on this part, you know, on this side of the room, but you know, that is very, very true. So who's your next charity?
Give Tribe. It's the last event of the season, so it's the 21st Monday's Dark of the year. It's the third Monday of November, right before Thanksgiving, and it's an organization called Give Tribe. And their mission is actually really cool. It's simply to get people engaged in giving back to the community in all fronts. It's run by a gentleman, his name is Nino Galloway. He's a local firefighter. He works hand in hand with the Burn Foundation, which has also been one of our recipients. So the Burn Foundation, obviously, that's self-explanatory. Yeah. If you've been the victim of a tragedy in a fire, you've lost everything, they go in and give you a Christmas. They help you rebuild your house. If you have injuries, they make sure that your bills are taken care of. So the Burn Foundation, we partnered with in year one, believe it or not, year 1 or 2. And Nino has now gone on to a new organization. And again, it's about relationships, right? He knows what Monday's Dark's about. I know what he's about. I know his whole passion behind obviously being a firefighter. He doesn't have to do this, you know. He's got a job. Yeah. He's a firefighter. He's a first responder. He puts his life on the line all the time, but yet he's running an organization to make Vegas better. Why wouldn't I want to help that guy? And he gets what I'm doing, and to end the year on that in November is going to be great, and that sets us up for our big anniversary event, which we move out of the space. And on December 9th, which is going to be a massive party, we go to the Pearl inside the Palms, brand new renovated Pearl Theater. There's going to be 2,000 people in there. It's a celebration of the entire year. So we invite back all of the charities that we've partnered with, and we announce the 21 charities for 2020. Those have already been selected. Their dates have already been set. So 42 local charities will be inside this theater with 2,000 locals celebrating on December 9th. So it's amazing.
Now, this is very cool, and this is one of those things that people don't know about. So when you are in the know, you're like, well, did you know that this goes on twice a month?
No.
And so now tell people, how can they get tickets and how can they contact you?
Yeah, it's easy.
All that kind of
it's
stuff.
mondaysdark.com. It's MONDAYS. So it's Monday with an S, dark.com. All the information is on there. We're constantly updating the website. You can click on the About Us page. You can click on past charities and see all the charities that have received $10,000 from us. And the links are on there for the November event at the Space and the anniversary event at the Palms in December. So mondaysdark.com, and you can follow me too. Like my social media account, it's sad. I don't post pictures of dogs. I'm always posting pictures of events that I need people to come to. So follow Monday's Dark on social media, follow the Space, follow me, and you'll always be in the know of my cool little charity party.
This is going to be a great year. 2020 is going to be another awesome year. Yeah. You know what? In Las Vegas is lucky to have people like you.
Well, thank you for having me on. This has been great, and your support and the firm's support has been fantastic, and so thank you.
We're looking forward to a continued relationship. Great. Okay, thank you so much. And so that does it for today. Thank you for joining the Paul Padda Podcast here in Red Chimp Studios. And with our very special guest, Mark Schunock, we're going to sign off at this point. See you next time.
It's not about the